All right, so let's add extra interactivity to our Twine stories. And to do that, we're going to use a macro called click and click replace. So these are pretty fun. So again, we're going to search for click Twine, and they come up the top two. There's Harlow click and click replace. We'll start with click. All right, so here's the description that talks about how it works, but this is the part that we're interested in. There's a small dish of water, click dish, your finger gets wet. What does that mean? Okay, remember we can highlight, copy the gray part of the example usage. And I'll go ahead and make a new passage just to kind of keep things separate so you can see. Okay, so I paste that in and let's see what it does. Okay, there's a small dish of water. I can click dish, and normally when we click a link, it takes us to a new passage. So I click this, and then the text, your finger gets wet, shows up. Okay, so let's look back at the code. All right, so here's the sentence, there's a small dish of water. That's what we read first. Okay, then we see click dish, and in the square brackets, your finger gets wet. Okay, so the macro, it's called click. We've already looked at one called text style. We've looked at one called color. This one's called click. All right, and then the word that's passed in here is dish. In text style, it was like the style that you want, and here, this is the word that you want to be able to click on. So if you look here, there's a small dish of water. So we see the word dish here, we see it in quotes here. So this means that we're specifying the word dish, which shows up over here. It's going to be a link that you can click. Okay, and then what happens when you click the link is we have this text in square brackets, and we're just going to make this text appear. Your finger gets wet. And for that matter, it's going to appear wherever it's placed. So if I scoot this down a couple lines, now when we play it, there's a small dish of water, and then when I click it, the text now shows up down here, whereas the first time it showed up immediately after the sentence. Okay, so once we get how it works, we can then change it, right? So instead of dish, I can say Mario jumped on a Goomba. And maybe I'll make the word jumped be the word that you can click on. And now make sure also that you keep the right punctuation and capitalization. So if I put jumped with a capital J, for example, it's not going to recognize it because the way that it's written in the sentence is lowercase j. All right, and instead of your finger gets wet, I'm going to say something like Mario got Goomba guts between his toes. Ew. All right, so now you can see here the sentence Mario jumped on a Goomba. I can click the word jumped, and then this is going to show up. And let's test it. Mario jumped on a Goomba. I click. Mario got Goomba guts between his toes. Gross. So the fun thing about click is it reveals information when you do it. The click represents an action. In this case, it represents jumping in Mario. So Mario jumped on a Goomba. So if I click, it's like I'm jumping, right? Or I'm pressing the button to jump. And then there's a reveal at the end where it says Mario got guts between his toes. Gross. Okay, so that's fun. Let's try the other one. So there's click and there's also click replace. Okay, so click replace works very similar to click, except instead of I don't know if this is Harlow, but why does it look different? I'm tripping. Okay, so instead of having the text appear, it's going to replace the previous sentence. Or not previous, but the part that let me show you. Okay, so it says, my deepest secret, click replace secret, longing for you. Okay, press play, my deepest secret, and we click that, and it says, longing for you. Okay, so notice that the word secret was replaced with the words longing for you. And this period is typo, it should be in there. Okay, so, or does it need the period? I don't know. My deepest secret, longing for you. So here it says click replace. So instead of click, it says click replace. Very similar, but it's just dash replace at the end. And the word secret is here. And then when we click the word secret, it replaces this word with whatever's in this phrase here. Okay, so if I wanted to do my own, I can say something like, everybody was so angry. Okay, and then I'm gonna type a click dash replace, and the word that we're gonna click on is angry, And instead of angry, I'm gonna put happy. Okay, and let's see if this works. So the layout's the same. Once you can kind of see how this works, you can just copy it and then just change the parts that you want to change. So I go down here, press play, and then my deepest secret, longing for you. Here it says everybody was so angry. I click it, and actually they were happy. Cool. Don't feel like you have to make every story about people being happy, but that's just an example of how to make this work. All right, so that's click and click replace. Have fun with it, making it a way where you can click and it symbolizes doing actions or changing things or revealing new information to the player.